Hello again and welcome to another edition of the Real Ale Guide. Today's beer is a beer from Brains Brewery, and it's the Rev James. There's the bottle cap, there's a picture of the bottle. A taste of the good life, it says, the Rev James. Now this beer is absolutely steeped in history. Brains bought a brewery in West Wales called Crown Buckley. This beer has been brewed since 1885 at the Crown Buckley Brewery, and the Rev James, his name was actually Reverend James Buckley. So this beer was named after the owner of the original beer, and he had a conflicting role, this guy, in South Wales. Saving souls, he's a reverend, and brewing great beer to satisfy thirsts. Okay, that's enough of the history. Let's get on with the drinking. 4.5% ABV. I have had this in the past. Lucky enough to get sent a case by Brains, so I've been dipping away at it for a while, and now I'm ready to do a review on it. So let's get it into a glass. I really like drinking a beer which has got so much history to it. The reason being is what I'm sipping is like a time machine. I'm sipping something which is 126 years in the making. It's been brewed to the original recipe for that long. So back in them days, it was for the mining industry in South Wales. People used to drink this. Great drink. And every time they bring out a new beer, a company, it's always great it's the same as Thiekson's Old Peculiar. The recipe for that beer is hundreds of years old. So you're like you're stepping back in time, sipping a beer like that. It's the same with this. So let's get the aroma. First of all, one finger, perhaps 1.5 finger head going on. The aroma it's quite spicy and fruity, but it does smell thirst quenching. There's a little bit of carbonation in there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. It's bubbling away nicely. It's copper in the colour. A dark copper bronze colour. So let's get straight in on this. Oh. It has got that aromatic spice feel to it. It was probably spices back then in 1885 and before that were something of a delicacy. So because they had to go all the way over to India and bring it all the way back. Pepper, for instance, and all the different spices around the world. But it was a delicacy back then, and this must have been a good quality, more of a top end beer. I think it was probably more the foremans and the managers of the time drank this. Spicy, also is very fruity, ever so slightly citrusy, but it's got a lovely sweet malt background. It's great. It's keeping its head well. What does it say? A silky, full-bodied, warming ale brewed to a traditional recipe. It is exactly that. I haven't cooled this. Picked it up. I got a case down here. Picked one up straight out of the case. Opened it up to review it. That's how I like my beers this time of year. It's still mid-spring, so no need to cool it. The more you cool a beer like this, the less the flavour you're going to get out of it. Okay, the Rev James is brewed by a traditional recipe and has been described as having a flavour. I think I've just read all of this. No, I haven't. A flavour not commonly available these days. Full-bodied and warming beer. The Rev James is rich in palate, spicy and aromatic, with a deeply satisfying finish. It is satisfying. It's one of these beers where you can quite honestly sit down, enjoy and think about the beer. Have it in your hand, like you would do with a glass of wine, a nice glass of wine. You put some music on, you sit down, you relax, and you enjoy a nice glass of wine. But in this case, you can do it with beer. More and more people are chilling out with a good tasting craft beer as it spreads, as the craft beer real ale rejuvenation spreads. It's a very, very good tasting pint. It's not a hoppy beer, not by any means. It's probably what a few weeks ago I did that Ale Mary where they put loads of different corianders and spices. I said it was like curry in a glass. They probably tried to do something like Ale Mary, SA Brewery. They probably tried to do something like this. They probably wanted to make a drink like this, but it didn't go very well. It went quite wrong. I think they overcomplicated things, but this has got a good fine balance between a good malty drink with some spices, aromatic spices. It's very, very complex. Let's give it a rating. Okay, the Rev James by Brains Brewery gets a rating from me of an 8 out of 10 for all the previous reasons I gave for it. It's a very good tasting beer. If you want to get in contact with the Real Ale Guide, you can email me at realaleguide@googlemail.com. Facebook is www.facebook.com/realaleCraftBeer. Twitter at Real Ale Today. But I love your comments. Please leave your comments. I'll always answer them. Subscribe if you want. But thanks for watching another edition of the Real Ale Guide. We've got some cracking beers coming up. I'll leave it for the future. But cheers.